Fight.
And now we begin with 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a one-flight. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he stands at 168 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 6 wins and 2 losses. Training out of Fighting Bros Club, representing China. Please welcome Wolf Warrior Yong. And introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he stands at 169 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai record of 60 wins and 25 losses. Training out of Fairtex Gym, representing Thailand. Introducing Yodkaikaew Y2K Fairtex. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Justin Brown.
Athlete center. Gentlemen, you both know the rules. I expect a clean match. Obey my commands at all times. Do not strike the back of the head or the spine. Let's watch the low blows. Please touch gloves and back up. Touch gloves, back up.
A very close quarters stare down between Yodkaikaew and Yong.
Good. 2
men who are riding huge waves of momentum, could close in on the top 5 of the division with a win tonight.
Good.
From inside the closed door event,
Time.
the indoor stadium here in Singapore for One Championship Fists of Fury 3. Southpaw starts on Yodkaikaew and immediately opens up with a leg attacks, going upstairs with the roundhouse. Big inside leg kick, counter right hand there from Yong. And it may have just clipped the groin, that inside leg kick, a little too high there from Y2K.
Not a flagrant foul here, but he just caught, you can see actually he caught the inside of the right leg first before it caught the cup. So not a very bad hit, but Yong's going to have a little bit of time to shake this off. You can hear the referee in the background, and they're ready to go.
2 strikers, of course, a Muay Thai stylist and a Casandra stylist. Left hand cross there out of southpaw stance from Y2K, Yodkaikaew. Snappy jab, very wide stance on Yodkaikaew. Jump balking left hand from Yodkaikaew. Gets the lead foot on the outside of the lead foot of Yong. Good inside leg kick, drop that one a little lower. There's the overhand left, the power hand from Yodkaikaew.
Yong's going to have to be careful with that left hand coming from Y2K, man. He's putting some heat on these shots.
Heat on every shot, every kick, every hand that's coming out.
Certainly no dipping the toes in the water for Y2K tonight. 1 minute down, first round of 3. Chin tuck looking through the brow. Good body kick there from Yong. Yong circling away from the left side of Y2K, as well he should.
Yong's being patient. He's trying to pick his shots. He knows just how heavy Y2K is going to be throwing, but these guys are entering the pocket and throwing down.
Y2K is going to be careful, though, not to drop that front hand, or Yong's going to hook him over the top, Rich.
And not only that, but I'll tell you, Yong, he looks really relaxed. Y2K looks very tense in his stance and the way he's throwing these punches. So as long as Yong doesn't get caught in this first round, it'll be interesting to see where Y2K's energy levels are in rounds 2 and 3.
Loaded up on that right hand. There's a cut to the side of the right eye here on Yong as he takes another inside leg kick. Body shot there from Yong. Y2K traditionally does not go to the body. Only 7% of his significant strikes have gone to the body. Usually 45% to the head so far in his career, 48% to the opponent's legs. He's also on 60% in his takedown defense, but no use for that so far here tonight against Yong.
You can see how heavy Yong loads that lead foot. if Y2K can start chopping down that lead leg of Hu Yong, he might be able to slow down some of this aggression coming back from Hu Yong.
You can hear Yodkaikaew grunting. Known in martial arts as a ki, an explosion of energy born from the diaphragm. Eats a right hand, though, that stumbles in momentarily, locks onto a double leg. Gives up on that now. That was better from Hu Yong.
Yeah, Y2K's getting caught with his chin up in the air. He's got to be careful because he's not really protecting himself after he throws the combination. He enters the pocket, throws a couple of big strikes, but then he pauses there for a second.
Hu Yong, who was taking the brunt of some very heavy shots early on in the round, has certainly powered back Ace over the last 60 or 90 seconds.
Yeah, you can see as Y2K is throwing these punches here. That last right that he threw, the right hand, Y2K put himself out of position on that hand with his footwork and having trouble recovering. And that's why Hu Yong is able to land these counter strikes and all the extra strikes.
Ground and pound from Hu Yong, top position for the Chinese athlete.
Good topside pressure with his chest there too.
Spins around to take the back of Y2K. 80 seconds remaining in the first round. A seesawing battle here.
I really like Hu Yong's style of grappling here because from the beginning, when he was on top in the guard, if you want to call it, he did a really good job of making Y2K carry his weight all the way around. Even when Y2K bellied down, he ended up on his back. He made him carry his weight the entire time.
Hu Yong is loading up on the right hand. As we always say, public enemy number one of the southpaw is the straight right cross. Check hook there from Hu Yong. There's the right down the tube again. Oh, and Yodkaikaew loading up the left here, Dragon.
Yeah, but he's doing a good job also moving his head now. He's throwing and then he's dodging and weaving, trying to get out of dodge, not trying to sit in that pocket to answer back for Hu Yong.
30 seconds left in the first round.
I like to change the tactics there from Hu Yong to score a takedown late in the first.
He follows through with some ground and pound.
Good control from Hu Yong. Look at this scrambling ability. He just floats over the top. Attempted a standing Kimura here from Y2K.
End of the first round, we go to the towels, folks. Don't forget to say follow across all your social media platforms at One Championship. Let us know who you think's winning after the first 5 minutes.
We like this contrast of styles when this matchup was made. Here you can see Y2K being very aggressive in the early stages of this first round, but then Hu Yong started to turn it up as the minutes wore on. Here's some of this beautiful grappling that he was able to do, but I like how he's not just holding on, he's trying to do damage when he's in these scrambles.
Good view of some of the damage around the face there of Hu Yong. Ace, your thoughts after 5?
I'll tell you what, this is a great action-packed round between these two guys here. I have Y2K just slightly ahead on the scorecards right now, and a lot of that for me is the damage category because there's some superficial damage with the cut. You can see the hematomas here, and I know that Hu Yong also scored in that category for me with the drop that he had at the midpoint of that round. But just with what's gone back and forth right now, I just have Y2K edging this out, mostly with what's been done on the feet.
Round 2, let's go.
Justin Brown gets us underway, second round of 3. Slight edge after 5 minutes on Richard's scorecard for Y2K, Yodkaikaew Fairtex. Nice lean back to evade the high right roundhouse. Forearm guard against the left roundhouse. Then goes the inside thigh. Overhand left, the power hand of Yodkaikaew. Driving takedown from Hu Yong.
Nice takedown landed by Hu Yong. Came right underneath the punches, secured that double leg, now sits in side control. You know Y2K is going to start scrambling.
Who's going to strike first? It's an overhand right from Hu Yong. Didn't have the distance for that roundhouse kick. Yodkaikaew tries one of his own off the back leg. Shoots in. Another takedown there for Hu Yong. You're liking that, Rich?
I do like that, but you know, the last takedown that Hu Yong had, it's a great takedown once he got to the ground, and I was talking about his topside pressure in the first round, but Y2K was able to get back to his feet, and so if he's going to earn this takedown, he's got to do something with it because even though you score with a takedown, you're not scoring on the ground with ground control if you can't advance your position and do something with it. Like here, Y2K's back up.
So Y2K has been working on his wrestling defense over there at Fairtex, working with Coach DJ. He has been drilling this takedown defense constantly because he knows that was his hole in his game and he had to improve it.
Exactly, and that's why he's able to get back to his feet. He may not be able to stop this takedown here, but if he keeps Hu Yong from advancing position here or doing anything with this, then all Hu Yong is scoring with is the takedown. He's not actually scoring with good ground control.
See, because you can see Hu Yong tries to gives Y2K that little bit of space, so Y2K is able to sneak out the backside. But now he's trying to pressure him down. He's realizing what's going on here, and now he's using the overhook to try to flatten Y2K out.
Use the butterfly hook.
Corner there telling Yodkaikaew to use the butterfly hook there, Dragon. Explain that one.
Well, he's trying to take his right foot and put it on the inside of the thigh of Hu Yong, just so he can start to create some elevation and start to move Hu Yong to create these scrambles. You can see he's got a deep underhook. He's underneath the arm there of Hu Yong, and he's trying to sneak out the backside, but Hu Yong is doing a better job of applying that pressure and keeping him pinned and going for the position rather than the ground and pound.
Yodkaikaew looking for career win number 8. Hu looking for career win number 7. 75% winning rate to Hu Yong, a 60% win rate for Yodkaikaew.
Yeah, you. Moon.
Lots of instructions coming from the corner of Hu Yong now. Sits down, trying for a submission here, Dragon.
He tried, but he just didn't quite have the proper angle to complete that guillotine, and Hu Yong was able to pop his head out. And now you can see how Y2K is trying to turn into him. He's doing the right thing with the underhook, but he's just getting beat up in the process.
You feel the more this match goes on, the more the confidence of Hu Yong is building. The confidence that Yodkaikaew had in the striking the opening minute or so of the match seems to have dissipated.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Hu Yong's pressure here just is relentless. I really like what I'm seeing. He's stuck here, but he earns a takedown, and then he uses his position, lands a few strikes, improves his position from a half guard to a side mount. Y2K is able to get back up, but immediately Hu Yong's back on another takedown, right back down to the ground, and it's just wash, rinse, and repeat one each time.
Top position here for Hu Yong of China.
Let's go work the finish.
Has 3 knockouts on his record, never won via submission, nor so Yodkaikaew, who has 4 knockouts in 7 wins. Good turning in the knuckles on that right hand there from Hu Yong, inflicting some ground and pound. Can hear the heavy breathing of Yodkaikaew on the bottom position.
Look up. Control the posture.
Hu Yong has completely turned this match around. As I said, was up against it in the opening 90 seconds, opening 2 minutes of the first round, but now it's domination from Hu Yong. Getting in the strikes, getting the better positions, taking the match where he wants Yodkaikaew to be. 2 down and 1 to go.
Yeah, Hu Yong realized in that second round that he was going to have the wrestling advantage. He was going to be able to get the takedowns and control Y2K once he got on top, to just kind of shut down after the scrambling stopped. After Y2K kind of exerted a lot of energy, this is where Hu Yong went. He went to the takedowns, secured the takedowns, got on top. He's not really doing a lot of damage, because you could see in the first round when Hu Yong was trying to drop ground and pound, that's when he created that space and it allowed Y2K to get back up to his feet. You can see he changed game plans, and now he's just trying to hold Y2K down and slowly soften him up.
Rich, your unofficial scorecard, you've got Hu Yong in front now.
I do. He's got a significant lead. Keep in mind that we don't score this on a round-by-round basis. It's the entire match that's scored in its entirety. So at the end of the first, after that 5 minutes of action, I had Y2K slightly marginally ahead. But you can see that the second round of this match for Hu Yong was a very dominant set of 5 minutes for him. So in my opinion, not only did he surpass Y2K, but establish himself a pretty decent lead.
Yong in the red and blue trunks and black. Yodkaikaew, who is taking his hairstyling tips from Fairtex these days. The flaming red. Lunging right hands there from Yong. Yodkaikaew looks for the inside leg kick. He found range so much at the start of the match. But then it's been Yong who's been forcing him on the ground, negating these strikes. Can he get back to the leg kicks and the head kicks? There's a kick at the head off the back leg. How long can Y2K keep it standing?
Underhook.
Not long, says Yong.
Get to the fence.
That was a nice takedown defense off of Y2K's attempted hip toss straight to the takedown of his own.
Close guard here from Y2K. Gets that nickname not because there's a huge Chris Jericho fan, though he may be, but because there's actually a shortened way of his name. A Y and 2K, Yodkaikaew.
Get to the fence. Knee.
You can see Y2K is trying to hit that sweep, but he's trying to posture up and create that little bit of a bump, but Yong is just not allowing him to do it. Good topside pressure coming from Yong, but this is that space, right? So Yong tried to do a little bit of ground and pound. He came up a little bit, and he initiated that scramble. This time, though, he was able to take the back, get control of Y2K, and put him down.
Yodkaikaew undefeated in one championship. Yong undefeated in one Hero Series.
Don't stop. You. Lacoon, Y2K.
I would be looking for the Von Flu choke right there. I couldn't pass that one up.
Explain it, Rich. Explain the Von Flu choke.
Well, oftentimes you'll see a fighter that's on the bottom, and when they're side mounted, and they'll hold on to that head over top of that head just a little bit too long. It ends up trapping your arm, and it's kind of, I guess, a modified arm triangle in essence, because the fighter on top can use that to utilize your own pressure to create pressure in your neck to force a choke.
You gotta get up, Y2K.
You can hear Y2K's coach DJ pleading with him that he's got to get up. He's got to do more in this round because right now it's slipping away from him. He did a lot of good work in the first round, but this has just been all one-way traffic for Yong.
Step over his leg. Yeah, perfect. Knee.
Trying to guide Yodkaikaew through this final 2 minutes and 10 to somehow swing the pendulum back in his favor, but immediately Yong puts him on his back.
Lacoon.
Yodkaikaew came in so full of gusto at the start of the match. Confident in his striking, establishing his authority. But then, slowly but surely, the tide turned and it became a tidal wave in the second round. It continues here in the third round.
Let's go, work to finish.
With time now the enemy, Mitch, what can Yodkaikaew do?
You know, he's doing it right now. He's got to get back up to his feet, and he's got about less than 90 seconds to really start to put some pressure on Yong. He's got to hurt him significantly, but he's got to stop these takedown attempts right here. This is really important right here.
Right away, let's get up.
And he chooses to go for the guillotine rather than sprawling.
Lacoon.
Was that the wrong choice there? Should he have tried to stay on the feet and keep trying to strike where he's had the best results so far?
You know, he might have been able to hit, the guillotine in practice and in training before, but right now he's just not really fallen into the correct position here. And now if Yong can step over this half guard, you can see how Y2K is holding onto that headlock. There he goes. Now he lets it go. He's going to try to get back up. He's got to work with some urgency in this one because he's got 40 seconds left.
Faster.
I'm impressed with Yong's grappling performance because we've traditionally seen him in one Hero Series pretty much as a boxer, but now we're seeing an elevated wrestling game, good topside control, and just good decision-making as this match continues to go.
Particularly with Y2K, because Y2K's done a good job, as his corner was telling him before, utilize the butter hooks with the underhook, being able to slip out the backside. And Yong has just done a great job with his topside pressure. And anytime Y2K was able to get back up, creating that scramble and putting him right back down on the ground again.
We are going down to the judges. And Hu Yong knows he will have this one in the bag, or so he believes. As I said, the first couple of minutes of the match was Yodkaikaew striking. After that, it was all Hu Yong getting the takedowns, controlling the positions on the ground, the effective ground and pound. We should see the nod go the way, I believe, of Hu Yong of China.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have called this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Hu Yong.
No doubt about it, the Wolf Warrior, Hu Yong. The flyweight division here at 1.